My name is Lamont Jones. I'm ECWA's Creek Smart Assistant, and my job right now is to build rain gardens and cisterns. We do a lot of other water management projects, like, doing maintenance on bioretentions and all that, but rain gardens and cisterns is the general part of my job.
Hi, I'm Steve Anderson. I'm a water management associate. I watershed by hiking with my son and taking photographs in Ellerbe Creek.
Me, and I'm ECWA's water management specialist. I love Ellerbe because it gives me places where I can enjoy nature.
Hello, my name is Laura Stroud and I am the Water Management Program Coordinator. I love Ellerbe Creek because it's a reminder in our urban environment that nature is never far away and that there's always something we can be doing to connect with nature and improve ourselves.
Hello, ECWA family. It's been a tough year, huh? The water management team certainly has not been isolated from the impacts of this year's events. We had planned an ambitious year for 2020, and needless to say, we ran a little behind. Though delays were inevitable, in the hands of our capable water management staff, all projects kept moving forward, and we'd like to tell you a little bit about this work we're so proud of. 2020 saw ECWA taking on stormwater control projects that pushed the boundaries of the kind of work ECWA is known for in the community. Building off of the past success of constructing a large-scale stormwater project at George Watts Elementary, ECWA made big strides on 3 similar projects. We completed construction on the Pearl Mill bioretentions, completed design on the Strayhorn Branch floodplain reconnection, and built new partnerships for a stormwater pilot site in East Durham. This past summer, we completed construction on the Pearl Mill bioretention ponds, moving 15 tons of soil to make it happen. Now these bioretentions successfully treat stormwater from 1.7 of the most urban acres in Durham. Decades of ECWA's reputation as a trusted community partner, combined with a little bit of luck, are helping us form a new partnership to expand ECWA as a resource for all of Durham's communities, including historically under-resourced communities. The Ash Street project in East Durham combines public, nonprofit, and private sector funds to replace a failing stormwater pipe on a Durham Community Land Trust property, while enhancing the site's ADA compliance and creating a Creek Smart community space. We're moving forward to connect the urban stream Strayhorn Branch with its floodplain. We've nearly completed the design, are moving forward with permitting, and have planned a final round of community engagement before finalizing the design and beginning construction. We recently had a big win for this project when we were awarded an EEG grant that will help us achieve our goal of breaking ground on this project later in 2021. The water management team will continue adapting to the current situation while moving these projects and partnerships forward in 2021. While we can't know what new challenges 2021 will bring, we know we will remain committed to deepening community partnerships, expanding our service through cutting-edge pilot projects, and growing ECWA as a resource for Durham's communities.
Hello, my name is Keisha Sutter-White. At our watershed, by working with community residents around building capacity in watershed planning, but also in land and water stewardship. 2020 has proven to be a challenging year in terms of engagement. Let's see what that means for the Parks with Purpose project.
Prior to COVID-19, Parks with Purpose was in the community, participating in community-led and partner events. These opportunities gave us a chance to gather valuable feedback about community needs. One achievement in 2020 is through a partnership with UCAN, where we identified several project sites in East Durham and the Bradtown communities for the installation of pollinator-friendly plants. As you know, pollinator plants are essential in our ecosystem to help reduce soil erosion, but they also provide us with numerous fruits, vegetables, and nuts. COVID-19 presented many challenges for families in Durham, the Parks with Purpose program and ECWA wanted to find ways to help our community. We reached out to residents in East Durham and the Bradtown communities to determine what essential household items families needed. 21 families responded with a composition of 51 adults and 31 children. We provided these families with items such as face masks, toilet tissue, and paper towels, along with games for the kids. One last big accomplishment this year is the Watershed Academy. The Watershed Academy is a 4-month community development program to help enhance participants' knowledge in local urban watershed planning and stewardship. Here are a few faces of the 2020 Watershed Academy.
Watershed Academy will continue to improve by adding a workforce development program in partnership with local organizations such as SEEDS, UCAN, and DCLT. The Parks with Purpose program really needs your help in spreading the word about the Watershed Academy, but also a few volunteers to help us with logistics in 2021. We look forward to working with you.
Hi, I'm Paint Fonda, your 2020 Beaver Queen. For those of you who don't know, the Beaver Queen Pageant is ECWA's biggest fundraiser of the year. And over the years, we've raised over $116,000. That's like totally a lot of money. This year, we took the pageant from the meadow at Duke Park to the virtual stream. And we raised $17,000 to protect the wetlands and create a safe, green, open space in Durham. As this year's reigning queen, I just want to say thank you to everyone who watched our pageant, and especially to those who voted. But if you missed it, don't worry, it's not too late. Just go to our website, beaverqueen.org. It's a damn good time. So as a special treat, I'm going to energize and entertain you with a little warm-up for our tails. Come on, get off that chair and come with me as we do some beaver jumps. Ready? Let's go! Although beaver jumps are great for toning your tail, please be careful. You don't want to overexert yourself. It's best to find a sustainable flow and routine for your exercises and your environment. Okay, last one. Woo, that was fun. How many did you get? Let us know down in the chat. Oh, oops, you caught me gnawing the wood. Well, this has been so much fun, and thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to mark your calendars for June 5th, 2021, our 17th annual Beaver Queen Pageant. And peace, love, beaver.
Hi, I'm Chris Strutz and I work in the land and water management programs.
How do you watershed?
I drink water that comes from our local reservoirs
And why do you love Ellerbe?
because Ellerbe is our local creek. Our land protection program started 2020 working on a major project that would connect our two largest preserves, the Vesey Farm Nature Preserve and the Glenstone Preserve in northeast Durham County. By March, all of that had changed. The mom of the family that owns the connecting property is in a care facility, and her adult daughters and grandchildren couldn't visit her safely. They worried about her health. Their reality and ours had suddenly changed. Meeting face-to-face with landowners now feels unsafe, and we have had to find other ways to communicate. Mail, email, and phone calls are the norm. Sitting on the porch is out. At the same time, Durham's market forces continue to grind away, land values are rising exponentially, and floodplains continue to get developed. Did you know that there are currently 40 active rezoning cases in Durham, and many of those will have potentially harmful effects on our streams and wetlands? So we cannot let up on this important work. Better land use and zoning policies, stronger buffer and floodplain regulations, and even local government planning processes are key tools for protecting our local wetlands and waterways. So ECWA's new Local Government and Policy Task Force is developing clear, cohesive policy priorities.
For example, did you know that the city of Durham owns 900 acres of downstream bottomlands along Ellerbe Creek, including the beloved heron rookery that sits just across the creek from me right now? None of these lands has any formalized protections such as a conservation easement or deed restrictions. The Policy Task Group members attend city council meetings and other advisory board meetings to bring up issues like this and make sure that the public is aware of them.
Despite the pandemic, we have been able to advance on our land protection efforts. We are continuing to work on an expansion of the Lively and Pearl Mill preserves along South Ellerbe Creek just north of downtown. A landowner donation will add a small but important property along the creek to the Lively Preserve near the intersection of Club and Washington. And at Pearl Mill, closing an unused Water Street right-of-way will grow the preserve and add the land needed for the planned Strayhorn Branch Stream Enhancement Project that Laura and Robert talked about in their video. These projects take small steps that over time will protect a continuous corridor along South Ellerbe Creek.
Hi, I'm Donna Myers, the Stewardship Director here at Ellerbe Creek Watershed Association, standing in front of Ellerbe Creek at Northgate Park. And Ellerbe Creek was the first place in Durham that I felt connected to, and it continues to be a place where I seek out and find community.
This is Donna Myers. I'm the ECWA Stewardship Director, responsible for caring for our 450 acres of conserved lands, which includes our 5 publicly accessible nature preserves. Over the past 3 years, it has been so meaningful to me to work with a dedicated group of volunteers and staff who care for and support ECWA's conserved places. This work and these places have taken on an even more special meaning to me in the past 8 months. The last time all of the preserve stewards gathered in person was March 7th. As part of that time together, we planned our spring workdays and events. On March 13th, when it became clear that across the United States, our daily routines were facing an unprecedented disruption, I let the stewards know that ECWA canceled all of the events we had just planned in order to do our part to slow the spread of COVID-19. I encouraged the stewards to continue to visit and care for the preserves in ways that were meaningful to them. Since the pandemic took hold in this country in early spring, the stewards have continued to care for the preserves, and the times when I work alongside of them is still the highlight of my work at ECWA. Throughout the summer, as I and many people in this country continued our reckoning with the deeply embedded racism that our nation is predicated upon, these conserved lands became a physical place where I could reflect and build up my resilience as I did my best to show up for racial justice in the imperfect ways that I could. As I share these words in late October, just before our national election,
I continue to seek solace at the preserves as I organize voters in Durham to get out to the polls this fall. With the support that ECWA offers, I am committed to do the work to not only care for these conserved lands, but to also care for myself and build up resilience that I need to do whatever it takes to ensure that everyone in this country can trust that their basic rights and liberties are safe. I ask each of you to join me in stating what these conserved places mean to you and what other meaningful work these places make possible for you.